All right, I find myself here. Well, it's been a very long time. I have been procrastinating like crazy. These sounds you're hearing are merch. I didn't plan to start off like this, but merch, silver and gold, really cool. Go cop it. IFMH.store. So this first episode is about procrastination. I should have started this podcast from a long time ago, months. Yesterday I was supposed to do it. There were people walking around. I found a reason not to do it. Maybe I should go to the barber. Maybe I should do this. Maybe I should put this on my face. Maybe I should wear a hat. Maybe I should wear a different shirt. And even this shirt, I was going to wear a tank top. Then I decided to wear this because it kind of matches with the bags I have, see? So I put the shopping bags here on display. So anyway, my name is David Ebanks. I'm a graphic designer and photographer. And this podcast is about I Find Myself Here, the brand. And it's really an existential look at how we perceive ourselves. How do I say now? I'm thinking it's very cathartic, very existential. A lot of soliloquies, a lot of talking to self, looking within oneself to try and find the purpose of life. And I know people might be thinking, oh, religion, God, and that is fine. But apart from God, we as humans, as beings, really need to look to ourselves. God has given us a lot of wiggle room to make choices, choose good or bad, life or death, don't eat of this fruit. But within that context, within that framework, there are a lot of things we can choose to think about, to do, how we respond to people, how we respond to challenges. And even this podcast and me doing this, it's an excellent backdrop to really kickstart, to me, a conversation that needs to go into perpetuity. Like, why did it take me this long to have a podcast? I bought these lights. There's one light in the back. There's one light here. There's another light here. And it probably took me a couple of days to unbox them. Or maybe I did it at the same time. But to actually sit down here, it's been like 4 months, maybe less. I'm not sure, but it's a really long time. And, I'm like, David, you just got to do this. People usually suck at what they do when they do it the first time around, and you just need to get it done. I'm a graphic designer, and I've been doing graphic design for more than 10 years. And my first design, which is like probably a couple business cards compared to what I do now most of the time, which are annual reports, night and day. And so this first episode is, in theory, supposed to be crappy because it's my first one. Maybe it's not even my first one because I posted something on Instagram on the veranda. So now I moved into the living room and I decided to get some lights to make it look more professional. So yeah, like I said, my name is David Ebanks. I'm a graphic designer and photographer and the founder of I Find Myself Here, which is a clothing brand dedicated to letting people know that if you find yourself in a place that you don't want to be, all you need to do is change your mindset. So the slogan is seed time. I find myself here. You plant seeds, you give it time to grow and manifest, and you'll find yourself here, which is hopefully in a better place than you found yourself previously. So that's pretty much what I Find Myself Here is about. You can check out the website, ifmh.store, ifmh.store, or ifindmyselfhere.com. I'm also on Instagram. You can check that out. Please like, follow, subscribe. So I'm hoping to get guests on this show and like more of a interactive conversation, dialogue approach. But for now, I'm just introducing myself. I want to tell you what I'm about. And really, to get to this point, oh my gosh, God is so good. It really took a lot to convince myself of the perfect time. And by the way, it's never the perfect time. I have the mic that you connect with the string. I literally had the string up here, hooking it to the chain because I didn't want it to hook to the shirt and flap. Then I said, well, David, most people use this, so why not just use the dead cat? And then, eventually I switched. it's just, trust me, people, there's a million and one reasons, or should I say 10 billion and two reasons why you should not start something. You just need to start. The quicker you start, the quicker you fail, the quicker you fail, the quicker you get better and better and better. It's the same thing with the gym. It's the same thing with any career. You cannot start on top. Oprah was not born the Oprah that we know today. She probably started off really crappy, and then she became this media mega mogul who she is today. So I'm hoping that this podcast will be a media mega mogul one day, that it will be as cool as like a Stephen Bartlett or anybody else that I listen to and admire. And hopefully he'll be on the show one day. Who knows? I'm a huge fan of a lots of clothing brands that actually inspired how I approach the branding of this. And while I might be good at the graphic design aspect, in terms of marketing and following up and sales, not that hot. So I'm hoping to get a team, get together, and so we can take this brand all over the world. So yeah, I find myself here on my first episode of my podcast. I have absolutely no reason not to do this. I do this all the time with my friends, which is to talk for hours. And sometimes it's not even like talking in terms of a dialogue. Sometimes it's just sending a voice note that's an hour. So why not put all that energy into a podcast and talk? So yeah, people, procrastination is not cool. I've literally been putting this thing off for thinking maybe like 8 months. It's been a long time. I've been putting it off. I bought this mic a very long time ago. I have a camera because I'm a photographer. There's one more there that I did not turn on because I forgot. But I'm saying, since this is the first episode, let's not bother with the two angles. Let's not bother with the whole thing. But this has a 70 to 200 millimeter lens. That one has 70 to 200 millimeter lens, which are lenses like most people starting out don't have. Like, I have all this gear. Why not just go in front of the camera and talk? I'm not a shy person. Being a photographer, I have to be interacting with people. Smile, look around, smile, and try to be as pleasant as I can despite what I might be feeling or going through. So I think that, yeah, this was inevitable, and I'm so grateful to God that I am doing this right now. So yeah, I find myself here in my living room with the mic in hand, talking about procrastination, talking about just doing it, just start. Nike's slogan is so real. Just do it. Just do it. And as far as I find myself here, and our slogan or my slogan, seed time, I find myself here. So let me break that down. Seed. I have the passion to do a podcast. That's the seed that God placed in my heart. Time. I wonder if, but then I find myself here actually sitting in front of the camera with the mic and then talking. So seed time, IFMH. So, and the thing is, we don't have a lot of time. So we might as well sow good seeds in the time that we have so that we can have a harvest that we'll be proud of. So like I said, I should have been doing this a long time ago. I'm glad to be here, and I think I'm going to improve with each and every episode that I have. And this whole setting is really just to encourage people. That's what I think this series is going to be about, is really motivation. I've been through a lot. Right now, I'm literally living in an incomplete apartment. Right here, there's a staircase that's not finished. It's a lot going on, but guess what? Start. Because had I not started, there wouldn't have been a staircase. The apartment didn't come with a staircase. So things might not go exactly according to plan. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither is this space I'm in, neither is this podcast, but we have to start. The sooner we start, the sooner we fail. The sooner we fail, the sooner we learn. The sooner we learn, the sooner we grow. And the sooner we grow is that the sooner we start producing amazing fruit, a harvest, and we find ourselves here in a place and in a space where we can be really excited and proud. So I'm encouraging everybody, just start, just do it. Seed time, I find myself here. Sow those seeds, give it time, and watch the harvest grow. So that's it for this. Keep keeping it short. Please like, follow, and subscribe. I have a lot of things to talk about. I don't have a script. I should have had my laptop here. I should have had some things to talk about, but this is really just me seeing if the audio is going to work. This is me just showing the shirt. I really am planning to really go hard this year in terms of the packaging and in terms of everything that I want to bring to the world. There's jewelry right here. I'm going to talk about that soon. There are going to be a lot of giveaways. I have really a whole lot that I want to give away. A whole lot is relative, maybe 50 pieces. So yeah, I want to talk about the branding and everything else that I do and how I got here. And even this is a good example of me just trying. I have a design. I decided to print the design, send the design to China. They produced amazing work. Then I have the designs down to distribute for those who like the product and are willing to buy and like the themes and what it stands for. Yeah. So I'm encouraging everybody again. Start. Don't give up. There's never the perfect time. You just have to start. You start, you mess up, it doesn't matter. This video might not have audio. That's okay. Next time I will press the button to make sure the thing is on. It might be out of frame. It might be out of focus. I don't know. But the important thing is that we start, because the sooner we start, the sooner we learn. Well, we fail. The sooner we learn from the failure, the sooner we grow, and just take it from there. When you think of every single celebrity, everybody that you admire, whether it's the Prime Minister of Jamaica, Andrew Holness, whether it's the former president of the US, Barack Obama, or even the current president, Donald Trump, they did not start out the way that they are right now. They all started as little babies, going to school, not knowing how to even walk, not knowing how to run, not knowing how to drive. But then they practice. And when you look at everybody now, from Oprah to any celebrity, Brandy, with all her wonderful songs, it started off with somebody trying. I recently watched the a documentary with Taylor Swift, and when you see her as a kid, I had no idea she got rejected by several record labels when she was younger, and she refused to give up. Asked her family to move to Nashville, and they moved, and she finally got a deal. Right now, flash forward, she's a billionaire after the Eras tour. So, like getting rejection, that's okay. Failing, that's okay. The important thing is not to give up. And me sitting here, despite the high level of procrastination that people would not even begin to fathom, despite that, I find myself here with the mic in hand. And I really hope to do this at least once a day, because it needs to be done. And that's all. Deuce! What do you think? Maybe I should just pan to show everybody what's really going on here. In the living room, see? It's not even a smooth pan. Anyway, out of focus.